Hello, everyone. I have another awesome quality story for my audience, so let's get into it. So there was one particular time me and my family we went out to pick stuff out for a nice garden to make a nice garden in the backyard and front yard. And at this time, it was a pretty nice house we were living in. It was a pretty nice, decent sized house, full house, basement. It was like three levels, and it was pretty awesome. And my parents spent a couple $100 on plants and stuff, and I actually helped put the plants in and make it look good and stuff. And it actually looks like really good. It really brought the house together. It really made the house like the outside at least look better. And then after that, it was like one of those nice summer days where the weather's nice and everyone wants to be outside. So then I got I end up cutting the grass because they had a lawnmower, gas lawnmower. So I was like, okay, I'll cut the grass. I ended up cutting the grass, and it was the longest grass I ever cut in a long time. It looked a lot better. The grass was surprisingly almost tall as me. Like I couldn't believe it. It looks like the grass hasn't been cut for years. And my one parent recently moved into that house, so they freshly moved in, and boxes were, you know, unpacked. Like it was like just like trying to move into a place. You know how hectic it gets and stuff. But it was a really good, awesome thing. It looked good. I took pictures after and stuff because it looked good after. It made the outside look presentable for everyone who drives by and stuff, or if family comes by or, stuff like that. But the nice garden with the nice cut grass, it was really awesome. It was a really awesome, it made it look really good. And then, after cutting the grass, make it, obviously, because the grass is long, you have to cut the grass, like, oh, sorry, not cut the grass. What am I saying? You have to rake the grass. We had to rake all the grass up. We cleaned, like, there was grass, like trees and stuff, because there's trees around, and it gets messy, and all the leaves and stuff fall off the tree. We have to clean it up. Luckily, we had bags out there. We filled them up, and then we throw them in the garbage, so that helped out a lot. Um, you know, and then everything else inside, it was like just in the process of getting everything done, like boxes all over the place, but starting to get the house together. It would be finished when it'll look good when it's finished. But just cleaning it up, making sure everything's good. There was stuff that the recent people live there that I threw out just to make it look nice. Clean up. The even before I started cutting grass, there was like garbage all over the place. I picked it up. There looked like there was a garbage bin already out there. Plus, our garbage bin, we just have to throw it to the streets every time. So it was pretty awesome. And then on top of that, there was another time where my parent wanted to like give the deck a little more of a better color, like a darker color. So I guess it was called deck sealer or something. So there was one day after after school, came home. Me and my sibling end up doing the whole deck while my parent was gone, I think to work or something. And we pretty much did it. It took us a while. It was almost I remember by the time we finished, it was almost like 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, and it took forever. It was like you had to be careful. It had a really strong odor. We had a neighbor that lived like I think 2 blocks over, something like that, and he was a really nice fella. He came over and told us, "Are you guys allowed to do that?" And I said, "Yeah, our parent told us." And then he said, "Well, just be careful because there's a lot of chemicals and you got to be careful. You don't want to get sick." We said, "Okay, thank you," and stuff like that. And then after the deck was finished, it looked really good with the plants done, the grass cut. It looked really awesome. It was like pretty awesome, and yeah, it was pretty good. It made the house look really good, stuff like that. Then there was like we had like a decent front yard. Then we thought, you know what, we'll get some plants, we'll put them on the side. We ended up doing that. It looked like really good. So, sometimes all you need to do is to make your house look really good. Is you just need to fix it up by cutting the grass, fix up the garden. Just alone, just doing that and cleaning everything up makes your house look that much better. yeah, you might not think it's a big deal, but after it makes the house look that much more preventive. Yeah, so yeah, so it was pretty awesome, you know. And then every day I'd come outside and I'd water the plants, and they look like they're blooming back to life. It's pretty awesome. The plants they looked really good. Surprisingly, it looks like at the house that we were living at that time, it looked like the owner like built something in it or something, because it was really cool how the garden was built. It was really cool. It's like there was a thing built just for the garden. It was really cool. Epic. It's like they built like a deck and everything. It was pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I used to enjoy actually helping my parents sometimes. Sometimes parents depending on some parents might say yeah, some parents might say no on giving like saying good job and giving you money, like money and stuff, stuff like that, getting like $5, $10, stuff like that. Every week you get paid for helping out around the house, stuff like that. But every parent's different. I know some parents that say no, I don't know. Every parent's different, everybody's different. Some parents do, some parents don't. Just depends on the parent and stuff like that. But and then we had a really big driveway. We had a huge driveway, and I remember particular um in the winter time, the plants I don't water in the winter time, right? But all I do is shovel the driveway, because when it gets snowy, the driveway gets really really messy, type thing. It gets very messy, full of snow, and so I would shovel this driveway. We had a really big driveway actually, but I would shovel two driveways. I would shovel the neighbors and our driveway just to make the peace. Sometimes I would help out much as I can, stuff like that. But, shoveling the driveway would take me, maybe a good 30 minutes or something like that. Because it's a lot depending on the snow, depending on the weather and stuff like that. And, stuff like that. But, at the end of the day, I think everyone should help their parents at least once a while. Help them, give them a hand with stuff, because every year, everyone's getting older, nobody's getting younger, and it's always good, just to help people that family members, friends, helping them much as you can to help them out. It always feels good to help other people. It always feels good. You know, Either that or do some volunteering or something to help the community. Anything to do to help the community, help people. It's always good to help people. Help people in need and stuff like that, or just help people in general. It's a really good thing to do. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope my audience can relate to my story in some sort of way. I really appreciate it. I work hard on my videos every day for everyone on YouTube to enjoy high quality videos. Um, yeah, so thank you. I will see you tomorrow with another awesome quality video. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone has a really good day, takes it easy, relax, and lives life to the fullest. Goodbye, everyone.